You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly.
What's up, Pride fam?
This camera.
Pointing.
Every lens gets a finger.
Buttons, I pressed them all.
We are back with another episode. We
That's
hope
right.
you guys
Let's go.
had an amazing week last
We
week.
missed you. We're glad you're back listening.
Hey, you may have noticed that Garrett hasn't been in the past couple videos.
And he has chosen to venture off into other opportunities, and we are incredibly proud of him.
Yes, we are. And you guys, he was a huge part of getting Pridehouse LA off the ground. So we truly do wish him nothing but the best. And I do feel like we have so many things coming up. Really amazing stuff that we can't wait to share with you. So
much. And including this podcast. I'm so excited for today's episode. It's going to be
we have a great guest.
Insane. So remember to rate, share, subscribe, everything. We want
download.
Tell all
get
your
it.
friends, even if they're not gay. I mean,
Allies.
we wish they were, but just kidding.
We're all a little gay. We're all a little gay.
Yeah, we're all a little bit gay, especially Gen Z, you know what I'm saying? But no, you guys make sure you are telling people to download. You know, you don't have to watch us if you don't have the time. Like, you know, you just.
You were saying, where are we going to play it? In the showers where Jekka listens to his podcast.
Yeah.
In the shower.
That's a good, you know, you're just scrubbing, you're getting clean, and you kind of get this burst of energy. You guys, it's so, like, we really do have a lot to offer and to share with you. We love supporting our community. We're all in the entertainment industry out here, and we have a really fun insight and perspective of life.
And we have, like we said earlier, some really cool things coming up that we can't wait to share with you. We just can't talk about them quite yet. But Pridehouse LA is about to be known by everyone, and we are so excited. Okay, let's get to our amazing special guest.
Oh my God, who is it? I'm so excited. I love when we have visitors here at Pridehouse.
Yay.
We literally have one of the best guests that we could ever imagine, Mr. Dexter Mayfield.
Applause.
You guys, he is absolutely amazing. He's all over social media. He's body positivity. He's a dancer, choreographer. He's literally everything. He's been on
Savage Fenty Volume 2.
And the Pride campaign.
And the Pride campaign.
That's right, which was major.
If you haven't seen that,
Delivered.
Yeah. Oh, and also he dances with the one and only Taylor Swift, and he actually has a VMA, like an actual movement.
Like-
It's in his house, right?
He has a VMA.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so
he's done
everyone,
things.
let's give him a big round of applause.
Dexter.
Hey, Dexter.
On every platform too. Like, I really do enjoy you, and that's what I love about you is not only are you a professional, but you also understand this social world, the social media world, I should say, online. I think you do a really fun job of creating an experience, a world that is you.
Oh, thank you. That definitely means a lot, and it's like for the dance community, we tend to be so reluctant and so like, I don't need social media. I'm gonna
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm like, yeah, you can, but then I'm like,
gotta be with the times.
use all your resources.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like use every single one of them. Like there's like it's 2021. We can't not take advantage of every platform.
Totally.
And honestly, it's our responsibility to have a presence on every platform because
We're
you never
entertainers.
know. Exactly. You never know. And it's like, it's been such a blessing. Obviously, it has this really tough time.
I know, we were just talking about that.
I mean, you know, I haven't been as active lately, but that was
We're
kind
gonna
of
give him our energy.
Energy.
that was kind of a conscious decision just because I needed a moment to be like,
Yeah. And you're also like booked so much and working.
there's
and
that.
Before
He can never breathe.
There is that.
You need a vacation. You need to schedule a vacation.
Yeah.
Where
And
would
it's
you
just-
go? Where would you go if you could go somewhere?
I would just go to all the places that I've worked. So.
And just not worked and just not have worked.
And just not have worked.
Right.
Like I
Literally,
would actually
like,
go on a cruise and not have to
not have to
worry
do
about a
anything.
show
Yeah.
or teaching a class, or I would go back to Australia or New Zealand and just live life as a whole. You know,
we talk about that a lot, like because we travel for work. All of us do. It's like everyone's like, "Wow, that's so amazing! You get to travel." And you're like, "Well, you see an inside of a hotel and like a convention room or a stage or something."
Exactly.
Before we continue, where can our listeners and viewers find you on social media?
At Dex Rated.
Hey.
Pretty much standard across every platform except Twitter, which is Dexter Dex _ rated because somebody took my name on Twitter.
We're coming for them.
copycat.
You're a tweeter? You tweet?
I like lurk.
Oh, he's a lurker on Twitter.
I look at whatever I need to look at. I don't really engage because I'm not ready to enter that space.
Yeah, honestly, it is a space.
So if you see me on Twitter, don't get crazy.
Everyone.
Let's blow his Twitter up. Let's blow his Twitter up.
I will literally just be like sitting and watching and observing.
I like that.
And also, guys, for anyone who is listening, if you don't have the time to sit down and watch us for the full hour, you can listen whatever you're doing in the car. If you're getting ready, it's
in
for
the shower.
Free.
That's what I was listening.
Oh yeah, actually, check listen to our podcast.
No, I believe in that message, sir.
Yeah.
That just sounded
I
so
haven't done
dirty.
that. I think I might start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can listen to us wherever you guys. So take us with you wherever you get your podcast. It's free and you can.
And you want to know why you need to listen to this? Because it's going to give you the energy you need. And also the awareness of our community, because I love our community and I love learning and talking and sharing, y'all. It's important.
Yes. Agreed. And you guys know we get crazy on this show. Dexter, this is your first time on the show, but there is no question.
He sips his seltzer. He spits out his pink lemonade sponsor.
There's no question like off limits. You know, it's open book. Don't worry about like swearing or all that. You know, our audience definitely knows we can.
Definitely, as Molly said, definitely.
But I feel like everyone would want to know, like, what was it like? I mean, I've worked with her before too, but you're such like different. Like you have such a more personal connection. What was it like?
Yes.
Oh my God. The name on everybody's lips.
The queen.
I can't.
She is the queen right now.
Also, if you're watching this on YouTube or our Instagram, he got the ring on, honey.
Oh, shoot.
He's got the red tour ring. Look at it. It's gorgeous.
Show it.
Can I see it?
So for our viewers, explain what that ring is, Dexter.
It is.
Oh my God.
I mean, our listeners, sorry.
So Taylor Swift has a new little single, like an actual single and new music video directed by Blake Lively. And this little bad boy might make an appearance or two.
Wow.
It comes out soon in like 2 days or something, right?
No, the album's already out.
No, I mean
the music video?
The music video.
No, it came out today.
Today? Okay, right.
Today. Came out today. It's
Let's
really
go.
good. It's
Wow,
so
check
good.
it out, you guys.
That's Check crush, Blake Lively.
Blake Lively is my hall pass.
He thought you were going to say Taylor Swift.
I know. I was like, wrong.
And I'm like, no, that's
Nothing
yours.
against Taylor Swift.
I was like obsessed, you guys. And Dexter, we've all been friends for so long too. So it's so nice having Dexter on here. But I was obsessed with Taylor Swift. I had posters all over my wall, and then I danced with her at the AMAs, and we kind of like connected, and we like, you know, it's because I was so nervous to meet her because I was such a fan that I was like, okay, don't really talk to her.
She's so grounded.
Did you do Trouble?
Yes.
Yeah, we did that job together.
Oh my God, I forgot. Oh God, I didn't even know.
I was stretching, and I was like, do not talk to her because you're gonna make
You're
a
gonna
fool of
fart.
yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna fart. Great. So she kind of like naturally kind of flocked towards me because there's a lot of people who were like trying to talk to her, and I guess Tice had said something. Tice Diorio.
Hi, Tice.
Hi,
So
Ty.
We love you, Tice. Thank you for hiring us.
But we became
Always.
what in my mind was like, oh, we're kind of like vibing out. And she was like asking me about my tattoos. And I came back to my house and I was like, I got to get these posters off because she ever comes, hangs out with me.
Oh my God, she took it that far. She was manifesting.
Yeah, and then, well, that didn't happen. But that was
She
my...
never
But it
came
did
over.
for Dexter. But it did for
but
Dexter.
for Dexter,
She
yeah.
wasn't in
tell
my
us, tell
home or
us.
anything, but
yeah,
You
tell
sat next to her
everyone.
when on the award show.
yes. So like, honestly, like she's one of the most sweet, grounded human beings ever.
You could tell.
Like, regardless of
You heard it
status,
here.
regardless of like where she's at in her career, but
And an ally to the community, right?
beyond an ally, and that's
Yeah.
how
Thank
I
you.
got to meet her. Like, the casting directors who are ironically good friends of mine, they were like, Dexter, we just need you to hold a date. We need you to hold some dates. I can't say what
But
it
I need you
is,
to
but I
hold.
need you to hold some
Dang,
dates.
I hate that email.
And so, but this wasn't even like this was before it even got to my agent. So then
Oh.
it
That's
did get to
amazing.
my agent.
So
because
very
I had
up
to
in the
tell them. I was like, oh yes,
I got you
Blah, blah,
work.
blah, blah.
Congratulations, agent.
Yes.
Here you
So-
go on a silver platter.
So then not only that, but then Todrick hits me up the day before and they were like, Dexter, have you been talking to anybody that has told you about some dates and dates and dates? And I was like, yes. And he was like, keep it.
Keep
open.
it.
And I was
That's
like,
what friends are for.
yeah,
Todrick.
exactly. So
Thank you, Todd. Rick.
Love you.
Todd. Rick.
Toddy.
Toddy.
Toddy body.
So then he told me, and then my agent, she was like, I haven't seen a rate for a music video like this before, but I think I know who it's for. Is it who I think it's for? And I was like, you're probably right. I didn't say anything because, again, I hadn't, whatever.
Yeah, NDA.
And so, everything works out. Obviously booked it. This happens to me all the time. I get on set, and then obviously, they see, the original, the aesthetic, and they're like, "Oh, hey, go to background holding." Every time, never fails. So I went to background holding, and I was like, "Okay, cool." I'm not gonna say anything. I'm like, you just need to know where you need to go.
Yeah.
So then, did that. They saw I was checking in, and they were like, "Oh, no, you do not need to be here. Go here." And when I tell you, she walked in and gave me the biggest hug. It was
Do we have magic?
It was. It was the most. Oh my God, that's so nice. It was the most warm, inviting feeling I've ever had.
Wow.
And we found out that we're 3 days apart. She's December 12th. I'm December 15th. So it's like the energy was great. The energy was great. And
Sag?
like. Yes, Sag. I'm Sag, whatever Sag is. And then
that dance move.
Sun. I guess my sun sign is Sag. And then my moon sign is Virgo, and I'm a Gemini rising.
Ooh, Geminis.
And then Snapchat told me what I am on Jupiter,
You get more stupider.
and Mars, and I was like, oh my God, okay, it's deeper than that.
I think all I know is I'm a double Taurus with something, which makes total sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
I'm wearing horns for a reason.
But yeah, so like she was absolutely amazing. The performance, I was literally on my cruise contract. And I missed the premiere party. So I was like, just so you know, I did tell them if y'all need me for the VMAs, I will be here. And literally they said, actually, it's good that you asked that because we want to book you. So all of this is a dream.
What song was this?
You Need to Calm Down.
Oh, yeah.
Which was iconic, especially in the gay community, too. Because I feel like we thought it was like a gay anthem for a while.
Understood
she brought on an amazing cast.
that played. Because even when we accepted the award, or we won Video for a Cause, I think.
Yeah, which was...
she really wanted to make sure someone represented the community. That's why Todrick accepted the award on her behalf. Cool. And she's just so intelligent and curious, and just she wants to be an ally in the right way and never really like take that for granted or take advantage of that in any way.
And you can tell like through her videos, I feel like it's very honest, and obviously Todd's a great friend of ours too, and he talks the exact same way. It's like when you have people who have worked with her for 1 minute or for 100 years,
she's affected you,
and they have the same experience.
She's got a magical energy.
Like regardless of like good old, Sandy from, Orem, Utah or something that works with her, she's going to treat her the same as somebody like Todrick or you or, what I mean?
And it's that sense of family and community that I think that kind of really helps her out when it comes to being an ally. And so performance was amazing. It's the first time I performed on any televised award show ever.
Oh my God.
And then she had me sit next to her, and I was still like, I'm like sweating bullets from walking across the entire arena. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, those venues are huge.
They're so big. They're so big.
Yeah. And there's so many stairs.
You need to change your outfit.
So many stairs, so many elevators.
Where am I going? I'm lost sometimes.
It's all black. You never know where to go.
The floor of it, and like you have to walk around everything. I'm just like, But she literally said, she was like, Dexter, you're getting a Moon Man if we win, right? And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And she just said right there, she was like, this is what I have to do for you guys. This is you all made such a beautiful moment for everyone. Mm-hmm. And she was just very generous. And it was such an amazing moment.
Yes.
And I'm so proud of her reclaiming her space and her creativity and her ownership of her work.
Hell yeah.
I'm just so happy. So,
She's literally like, okay,
Love
so
you, Tay-Tay.
basically,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Taylor Swift, if you're listening to this, disregard the fact that I had posters of you on my wall. I would love to have you on
She
the-
sounds very Pridehouse. I
Yeah.
mean, like the way people explain her is that this safe space where you feel warm and welcomed immediately,
Literally.
and she's there, and she's like you were saying, she's trying to be the best ally she can be, and you know that's all we can do in life.
Yeah.
Is just try and be informed and ask questions, but be gentle and.
And I feel like, honestly, when I first kind of started falling in love with her, I was 16 years old. She had, just did teardrops on my guitar. And that's
God,
Yeah.
holy moly, that
Yeah.
aged you.
Yeah.
She's been in it. She's
Yeah,
Yes.
and I
said
feel
it.
like that's
Yeah.
also too. When I was 16, was the first time we talked about on the last podcast. Is when I realized like, oh, I might be into girls, and I do feel like even though that she was always singing about a guy or like a breakup, like she's just so relatable to our community and also to like a community that's heterosexual, which she doesn't kind of give her boundaries, which I thought was, to being welcoming to other people, and I thought that was really
I
special.
think anybody can relate to like her lyrics. I think in
Yeah.
general, like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like
She's a storyteller.
Yeah.
I would literally hate when people are like, oh God, another breakup song. And I was like, yeah, and how many times have you been broken up with?
Right.
I was like, and you live there bopping in the shower to her song.
You go
like-
through a lot of emotions, okay? Like,
We are emotional beings.
you have emotions.
Well, yeah, I think that's amazing. And besides like all of your amazing work, I know you're like also something that you can't talk about. You're like on a huge show that's about to come up, like one of the biggest dance shows.
I wish I could say something, but I can't.
Yes, which is amazing. Which
But when it comes out, you come
gotta
back here.
on. Yeah.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
It's just such a beautiful project that can't wait for everyone to see it. It's so much. It has so much heart.
Is there
It has-
dancing in it?
Oh, yeah. I can say it's dancing in it. Yeah.
Oh!
There's dancing in it.
Do they do this?
Stop. Some TikTok
I'm
dancing.
trying to think.
You go through your Rolodex.
You're like,
Might
You
be.
never know.
You never know.
You never know. But it's just such a beautiful show, and it's just something that everyone who's a part of it works really hard on, and it's just when I can talk, I will talk.
Stay
Yes,
tuned,
and you better be
listeners.
on Pridehouse LA podcast.
Yes, such amazing work all over the
Absolutely.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tens
across the board.
There may be 10s in the show. I don't know.
Oh, there's a rating
competition
system.
vibe.
Yeah.
Rating system.
I didn't say anything.
Well, I think that's freaking amazing. And Dexter, you're such like a light and such a mentor to
Absolutely,
like
I
everyone in
agree.
the community.
A pioneer.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing
I
it
think
all.
This would be perfect time for our first break. And then what we talk about on the show, Dexter, is like we have people who are in our community that tell their coming out stories. And I feel like
It's really long. So.
yeah.
Oh.
So I think
can't.
yeah.
I don't know it,
maybe the
viewers. I don't know it.
storytelling of it is long, may not be long, but like my actual lived experience of it, it just felt like it was forever.
So we have some stuff to unpack. Maybe,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happens. It's gonna
Yeah.
be so fun.
Let's go to break and then we'll be back with Dexter's coming out story.
Oh my god.
We're all a little gay.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
From the break.
Welcome.
Before the break, we were talking about
More of like a jingle. Don't give us that much credit.
yeah, we're not T Swift quite yet.
Yeah.
We were talking about Dexter's coming out story, how it's kind of been a long process, and I'm so excited to dive in and hear that. And whatever you feel comfortable sharing, go ahead, and whatever you don't.
I'm so excited. I am. I'm gonna learn so much.
So mine, I feel like I don't know if it's like different, but at least from people that I've spoken with, it's a different experience. I grew up in the United Methodist Church.
Where at?
So in Dallas, Texas.
There we
So
go. Shout out Texas.
So it's my Christian experience, or my experience with church is so different. It's more inviting and more of a community-based relationship rather than like, what so many of our community go through, which is like just years and years of trauma. So I didn't necessarily have that, but because I was heavily involved to the point where I was a youth director at church and was actually getting ready to go into youth ministry, and go to theology school and get ordained and everything, like the whole shebang.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Father.
So, but all of that is at the same time of going to college. And when you go to college, you also have a lot of other lived experiences as well.
Totally.
So the United Methodist Church is actually the creed and the motto for it is open minds, open hearts, open doors.
Beautiful.
So with that, it means that there is a lot more grace depending on what church or what congregation you're a part of when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community. So it's, it's each instance could be completely different depending on where you live, where you go, that type of thing. So at the time I was volunteering at a church while also still at school, and I started to, explore, being with other men, and so at the time I did the whole, well, I think I'm bi.
Yeah.
I think I'm bi.
We were just talking about that. Everyone's first bi.
And especially reflecting on that now, it's so bad. It's so bad because there's so many legitimate bisexual human beings that we have to honor their experience as well and not use it as a transitional moment. I mean, mentally back then, obviously my brain, just with the pressures, this was a lot,
you have to also honor your journey as well. Too.
It was
that was the
it was
answer
at
for
the
a lot of
same
people.
time, it was more so out of fear and using it as a shield. Like, okay, if I'm still liking girls, then it's not as much
bad.
of a blow,
Yeah, absolutely.
But when I went through that process with again, my community at my school, we had a campus ministry there. So that's where I kind of told the few people that I told there. So cut to, a couple of months, year or two later, I'm like, okay, we're not bi. You already know that. Let's call a spade a spade.
Is it still college age?
College age, yes, but I was no longer in college. This is when I started to actually get into dance. So
go off dance.
Which ironically, where I was in Dallas, you think coming out would be like, oh, I'm going to go into a dance community. Again, stereotypes, watch your mouth. You know what? You never know. Yeah. And it wasn't as inviting of a space to come out to, because a lot of the male dancers were on this mission to prove, like, I'm straight, but I can be a dancer. You know what I'm saying?
Toxic masculinity.
So decided to move to Houston and figure out what I really wanted to do with dance. But in that process, I came out to my really close friends, my best friends, that type of thing.
Yeah. And how did that feel?
That was great. Everybody was like, we now. I was like, it doesn't matter if you knew.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now of my self-awareness.
Hell yeah.
Put some respect on my experience.
I love that. I've never heard someone say that. It doesn't matter if you knew. Just let me tell my...
Because this was hard, for me to do,
It is.
And, but definitely when I was in Houston, I definitely lived my full queer life, and it was great. And I did come out to my brother. That was a lot more difficult than anticipated because he cares for me in such a way that's not necessarily through languages of love. He's just a big brother, and he wants the best for me. So, he just knew the life that I was about to go into. So endure. So that was just really hard for him.
Scary,
into the unknown.
The unknown, exactly. So when I moved to LA, obviously the commencing of living life continues. And I was at a point where I haven't told my dad yet, and I'm like, I'm 25 at this point. So that's very, I've told everybody knows, all my close people know, some family members know. We haven't said the conversation, but we pretty much acknowledged what it is. Yeah. And so it was one Thanksgiving. My best friend was like, you need to tell your dad. And I was like, I know, but he's like, you need to tell your dad. And I was like, I know, but he's like, you need to tell your dad. And so...
Okay, best friend.
And I did that, and or at least I called him, and then all of a sudden he had to get off the phone before I said the words, and I was like, oh my God, he knows. He knows it's about to go down. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be nuts. It's And he was just, I got back on the phone with him and he, took a moment, took a breath, and it went so much better than I could have ever anticipated.
I was like, holding
He
my
was
breath.
like, you're my
oh,
son. Like, obviously, we disagree on things, but you're my son and I will never stop loving you. So that was a weight lifted off my shoulder. But at the same time, it is that kind of like elephant in the room. It's not like something we don't go into detail about it, but because I do live authentically in a number of ways, aka body positivity, aka like I may not have clothes on all the time. And so with that, he struggles a bit with that, but overall we have a great relationship.
I also feel like too, like, cause I've heard that before too, where like, especially specifically with males who are coming out as gay, like, oh, my dad doesn't like if I'm, not clothes or something. I'm like, but then like, would you, and not your dad, I'm just in my mind, I go, but would you prefer to watch like your female daughter in like a bra top and like booty shorts dance? You know what I mean?
It's kind of, and especially in my situation, because big men who have bigger bodies don't feel comfortable enough to do any of the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? So he views it as, obviously any form of nudity is somewhat more sexualized, I guess, but it's not even about that. It might be if you find it sexy, you find it sexy. That's not my fault.
Right. That's not
my fault.
That was your God-given
if it does what it needs to do for you, it does what it needs to do for you. That's not my fault.
Drinking the juice.
But at the same time, it's more so just showing people you can have self-love for yourself in the physical form, as opposed to just looking inward. Be proud of who you are and where you are with your body, no matter if you're losing weight or if you're not losing weight, if you're, wherever you're at in the journey. And I think that that's kind of the main thing for me. Body positivity means every single body. So it's big, it's small, it's average, whatever label you want to put on it. A body is a body and you should be proud of it and you should learn to love it no matter where you are in your journey. Yeah, you can have goals and you can think like this is the ideal body that I want in your journey to that, but know that you're valued at every step of the way as opposed to just at your end goal.
That's so hard sometimes. Even when I hear you talk about that, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about all the things that I would want to change about my body or how I view myself, especially being in the industry and trying to find certain, fit in certain boxes.
100%.
It's hard. It's hard to keep that that self-love going.
Yeah. And I even like commend you too. It's like, it's already, we talk about this a lot on podcasts. It's already like at first, like hard being gay. Then it's hard coming out. Then it's hard to, like make that realization. And then also somebody who is one, like body positivity, who comes out as gay, who is a person of color. Like you are literally
at every freaking intersection.
But I do feel like you're the person that like shines for the people who don't have hope. And then they look at you and like, even for someone like me where I look at you and I'm like, same thing, I can't, because we do. And honestly, we do slander our bodies a lot. We'll be here and be like, oh gosh, I don't really like my body. Jecca gets mad at me all the time. Like I have this weird, ideal of what my body has to look like.
It's indoctrination. It's like, and especially dancers, like the body journey I've gone through just in dance. Like again, we're athletes. So if I'm going to class every day, if I'm going to rehearsals every day, like obviously this ain't gonna be as thick as it normally is. So it's like there was one point where in my context, dumb skinny. So like, but that was when I worked the least. Because people didn't know where to put me. They're like, well, you can't, you aren't you're not this, but you're not a this. But you're not ripped and we need you to be ripped for this job. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, I do.
It's just such a
slippery
slope. French mind fuck.
Mind fuck for sure.
Because just those standards are so hard to live up to. Luckily, we're getting to a better place, especially in the dance industry, which is great. But we still have so much more work to go.
We were even talking about like on the podcast like a couple of weeks ago, Jecca didn't book a job because it was just like we were talking about. He didn't book a job because he didn't look trans enough.
Wasn't trans enough.
And which was so strange.
I'm so sorry. That is like
I was like,
that's so ignorant. Like it's
Like
so
they wanted
problematic.
someone who would wasn't quite passing.
Which I'm like, what does that look like too? Like, what does
yeah.
trans enough look like? You know what I mean? I was like, what
And that's
even
the
is
verbiage that
Yeah,
they
it's
put
just so
onto
weird.
us through the producers, through the executives, through
And that's again miseducation,
Exactly.
Totally.
Yes.
like indoctrination. They aren't aware that being trans is a monolith. Being queer is a monolith. All of that is like
Not an aesthetic.
we're all human beings. We just share a common trait within our lives, and we share a common experience about being, discriminated against and just oppressed because we don't have the atypical conservative vision of what a human being should be, and it's just. I'm so sorry about that. That's
And I even think it goes even past our industry, and this kind of leads into the conversation that I kind of want to talk to you about, Dexter. Is like that's how it is. I feel not just in the dance community or in the entertainment industry, but we see it right now. Like you look at freaking Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and it's like there's so many privileges that
y'all saw my face.
Yeah.
If you didn't see my face, I feel like you can read the furious frustration I have with this thing, with this case that's happening. It's just like at every step and turn of the way, the past and these ignorant people refuse to understand what moving forward means. Moving forward means accountability, and accountability means if you're shooting at a protest and you shoot people
and they
human beings and they die, you need to be held accountable.
Period.
Yeah.
And not put on some act of theater, which, I mean, every courtroom in all of existence is theater.
It is.
Totally.
Just like the TSA at the airlines.
But right now what's happening is it's not even disappointing. Like, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
Right, which is sad.
2020 still is a very pivotal year for progress and change, and enough people to understand that we can't continue to live like this.
Right.
But I'd be damned if they ain't trying to put up a fight and go away. It's just, it's so frustrating. And I really hope the jury can really see what's happening.
Well, and the irony of the fact that we were just reading this earlier, the judge let Kyle pick the jury out of the box. Usually it's a person in the court or the bailiff or something. He's the one, not the box, the whatever the fucking
little box.
thing
It's
is.
a box.
Yeah, he got to hand pick his jury. Boop, 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 which is actually unheard of. There's 2 videos that are circulating on TikTok that are really, really popular right now. And it's of him beating up a female.
Yep.
Okay.
Kyle?
Yeah. Because there was these 2 girls that were like kind of fighting, and then Kyle was in the girl's face, bop, bop, bop. And there was this bystander filming it. And then the 2 girls started fighting. So he felt that he could get in there, and he had her and just punching her in the.
Wow.
And then there's another one where they're in the car and it's on camera, and there was this person of color. He walked out and he literally says, "I wish I had my AR-15 so I could start shooting rounds at him." And the judge said, "Dismiss. You're not allowed to use those as evidence in this court," which is absolutely insane.
I am
because
praying.
if it was a 12-year-old little black boy, he would have either not made it or not even had an opportunity at a trial. You know what I mean? Like, you have little kids who are people of color.
I think one thing that's not, I wouldn't say good, but I think that a benefit to what's happened over the past year or two is that more people are seeing it at face value for like, this is fuck shit.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day, all of this is being documented. All of this is, the cave writings are being on the wall in so many different ways now. So it's just like
documented.
If you understand that when things are moving forward as they should move forward in a timely fashion, and majority and the people who are making decisions, things are actually, moving forward as all society should. As long as you understand that this is what you're leaving on this earth, and this is how you want to be represented, by all means, show out, show your ass, pick the judge. Judge mansplain to the jury after every single cross-examination. Do all the things you feel you need to do. Get on the stand and act as if you are the most emotional, mentally traumatic person in the world when in real time you over here laughing and kikiing with people who let you go by. And we're even in this situation as it is.
Yeah.
So, as long as you understand that that's the legacy you're leaving on this earth, by all means, show out. But when we really do hold you accountable, and pray God this jury actually does as well.
I am praying. Send good vibes.
Let the cards be where they're at. But I'm not surprised that this is happening by any means.
And that's the most frustrating thing is that no one's surprised, and it's it's so hard being someone that can't help. It's like the people in power. It's you know what I mean. It's
and that's
so
again the thing. And what people need to understand is that judge was appointed by somebody,
right?
Could have been appointed these last 4 years for all we know. And if we know that's the case, then we already know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we just have to be better moving forward.
Well,
we just have to be better.
At the same time, about what you said, the fact is we're sharing, we're talking, we are raising awareness around the issue. Let's watch, people. Let's watch it unfold, and let's not make the same mistakes. Let's continue to higher our frequency, our vibration of understanding how we should fucking treat each other and what is allowed and what's not allowed.
And the procedural things that we can
systematic approach to things, how we can make it
have power and do. And if they want to cut our voting hours, then cut our voting hours. Then we stay in line and come back. We stay in line and come back. We really need to let our voices be heard and let the decision makers know this is not secure.
No. Yeah.
Mr. Manchin, because I'm not going to call it Manchin Mansion. Mr. Manchin, you ain't the know-all, end-all, be-all of the Democratic caucus of Congress. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I
think it's also what kind of is scary for me at the same time is I am scared that it's going to be a systematic, flaw, and they're going to make a wrong choice.
Find a loophole.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be bad, and then we're gonna
They put those loopholes in there for a reason.
And it's going to be, and I've this is just kind of from social media news. I haven't really dived into other people's opinions, but from social media, they're predicting it to be if the court does not rule appropriately, the biggest protest and riots in American history. Of what
it's and I think that's what they also need to be aware of is that the people we gonna let it be known regardless.
That's right.
But I do feel that our federal government will take up the mantle if this does not go the right way.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
The federal they can step in, make their own charges, that type of thing. But you know what I'm saying? Time will tell. But at the end of the day, cooler heads need to prevail. And if we do hit the streets, we just got to hit the streets right. You know?
Yeah.
Well said. Said.
Well, that was a great conversation.
Yeah, that's what what this podcast is for, is to
and
find
I
those
loved too. It wasn't
conversations.
even guided. It was just natural conversation and talking about issues that needed to be addressed. But I feel like now we go to our last break. Come back and let's talk about something a little happier and
uplift the energy.
Yeah, let's talk about some holiday traditions. You want
Yeah, I think so. Even though Thanksgiving is questionable as well, the idea of gathering is something I'd like to hear.
And it also sucks because then it's like, well, we've been celebrating that. It shouldn't have been a celebration,
right? And but it's didn't you have that conversation with your father over Thanksgiving? That's what you're saying. I was like, thank God that was there, because then that opened up a space for you to
get some knowledge.
But again, we just gotta,
we just gotta reclaim.
We gotta reclaim. We gotta refurbish
and reaffirm it in a completely different way. It just has nothing to do with this, and it has more to do about family.
Yes.
So we'll be right back, and we'll talk traditions.
You guys,
Clapped by myself.
we're back. We're back and we're better than ever. And we just kind of wanted to end this podcast talking about some of my favorite traditions with my families or gatherings that you have with your siblings. You know, you don't see them all the time. You have these specific dates that you plan around. What do you do? Jekka?
Oh boy. Why don't I go first?
Because you the handsomest.
Thanks. I think it turned into a tradition because we did it every year because Molly and I have been married for 4 years. Congrats to us. We would spend Christmas Eve with her family, and then we would get up super early because the kids would wake up because Santa came, and then we would wrap or unwrap presents. It was super fun, and then we would pack up all of our stuff and then get on an airplane and then go to the Bay Area
by like 1 o'clock.
Noon,
like
because we were trying to fit in 4 families because like the movie four Christmases.
Right.
So we would Christmas Eve, and then we would go Christmas morning, and then we would go to the Bay, see my family in Pacifica, drive to Fremont, which is like 30 minutes away, spend a couple hours there, and then we would
start
end.
in San Jose.
Oh, see, look, I can't even keep track of
We
it
go
anymore.
San
Wow,
Jose,
you
Pacific,
guys literally
Fremont.
sound like you're
It was
Santa
like
Claus.
we were all
Legitimately.
don't tell.
And then so by the end of Christmas,
But we would get to the last place and be like, either one, wasted.
yeah.
Terrible.
Such vibes.
Drinking
Don't
everywhere
worry,
we went. Uber. Yeah, we'd be drinking
No, they're on
everywhere
their
we went.
sleigh. They ride on their
We're on the
sleigh.
sleigh. And then we would end the day at
Sleep.
just kind of chilling with my cousins, which is fun because for a lot of them, they have babies. So it was
Would
fun.
you play like any traditional games with them, or is there like something you
White
know that you
Elephant.
always when you see that cousin, you know what you're gonna do?
Yeah. We every year white elephant, and it gets wild.
My favorite is when we played the first time I met Mona.
Oh, left, right, center.
Yeah. left,
Oh
right,
yeah,
center.
I play that
Have you
game
played
too.
that? It's
Yeah.
like kind of gambling. Where
Dicey.
there's like dice, and then you roll them, and then you have to like give away your. Well, we
Your
play with dollars. So it's like you pass either $1 to the right or depending on what you roll.
In the
so it's
pot,
like
yeah.
stay
Oh,
right,
stop
left, or
playing these games.
pot.
Yeah,
Left,
you're
right,
like,
center.
I'd rather go to
It
the
gets
And one of
crazy.
his cousins
Got wasted
drunk
and
and
was
fell
whoa, and then just tipped
right
over
into the tree.
tree.
Classic.
The table fell over. All of us were like, oh my God.
It was so fun.
That
Yeah,
does
that's fun.
sound.
Yeah.
What about you, Dexter?
My family is big on a good Christmas brunch.
Oh,
So nice.
Ooh, we love brunch.
Egg casserole. It has like eggs, sausage, bacon, all the things. It's really nice.
Is there a mimosas
I'm
present?
hungry.
Martinis were at the last one.
Oh.
So that's nice. So there's Christmas brunch. My family in Houston does Christmas evening, which is nice. There's so much food. It's ridiculous. And like, you know, any little moments here in LA with like Friendsgiving and all that stuff.
Thanksgiving.
It's super fun. I think one year I had 3 to go to. That was a lot.
Amazing.
How was the food? Did anyone have the best food?
Oh, the last one always had it.
Oh my god, the last stop
You
you
kind
go.
of plan it. You're
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You know the groups of people. You're like, we'll go here first.
Stop. So if you come to us
Stop
first, we'll
lying.
know where you put us on the roster. At least you're coming though.
Which I
That
feel
means
like,
we gotta have good food.
yeah, and I feel like this year too, like there wasn't a lot of, I mean, this past year because of COVID, not a lot of people got together. So I
Yeah.
feel like this will be a good year.
True.
What about you, Kent?
I'm actually going to be visiting my family in Arizona randomly. My aunt has a house out there that she's not using, and we're all going to go there. But the fun thing about that is,
Are we invited?
yeah, well, we have to film the podcast.
He said,
yeah, sure.
That's when you know somebody's lying is when they suddenly go 10 octaves higher.
But what about the dogs? what about Stewie? No, but my family, we actually go to this small town called Jerome, and it's really this quaint town up in the hills in Arizona, and it's this old coal mining town where it's actually, me and Kelsey have talked about it a lot. There's an insane asylum there. There's like these, there's this kaleidoscope shop. There's all this
How do you
copper.
have an insane asylum and a kaleidoscope shop?
I mean,
They're
come
right
on,
in the
those go
same
together.
space.
They go to eat together. Those things totally go together.
Just ghosts like.
Could go together.
Yeah, could.
go together.
Shouldn't. But they turned it into like a bar in a restaurant. You can get all these. It's awesome.
The kaleidoscope shop.
Yes,
No, the asylum. The asylum.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you guys. Jerome, Arizona. You can eat in an
So we
asylum.
do need to go there then. Like,
I know, you guys. The
after
town is the
holidays.
cutest. The bars are amazing. You're in this it's literally, it feels like you're in the side of the mountain, and it's a copper, coal, oil city.
And an
Industry.
asylum.
Just
With
industry.
kaleidoscopes.
Industry. So that's what I'm gonna
Industrial.
be doing.
Is your whole
Industrial,
family
that's the
going?
word.
Or?
Not my brother and his wife. They're staying in Tennessee, but my sister and her husband and my new nephew Porter literally was born in August.
Name. I didn't even realize his name.
Porter Shoemate.
Shoemate. I'm just excited. I just can't believe we're already at the holidays. Like,
That
just,
part, like, where did this year go? I thought, like, you thought, like, maybe because, like,
Doja Cat stole it all. I felt like it just went by.
You know what? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I'm a woman.
She
Let me
is
be
the
your
moment.
woman.
She is
Right?
it.
She is the moment. We need to get
Do you think
that
she'll be
connect.
at Coachella this year?
Yeah.
Well, she was supposed to be at the other one.
Oh, she
But I
was.
think that they'll bump her up now. As
I
far
can't
as
even talk
headlining.
about concerts still, dude.
I know. That's a whole other.
I went to
podcast.
I went to Austin City Limits. It was pretty fun. I saw Doja there. I saw Megan there.
Ooh.
Oh,
Saw
Megan.
Erica. Megan was
see Doja.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw Erica Badu?
That is the most spiritual experience
Yes.
I have had at a concert.
Her hats are
And
insane.
Very
Her hats, they
it's
got all
not.
the
It wasn't
secrets.
just the hats. It was. I've never seen an artist do faux reveals from the same outfit they started.
Stop. How many times?
4
Oh,
Dang. Now that is what,
and
brides
three hat changes.
do. Exactly.
But one revealed the other one. She never
Yes.
went back. She was just on stage taking off a layer.
Exactly.
On stage taking off a layer. On stage taking
She's
off
not
a layer.
wasting your
That's cool. I
time.
And
wanna
then
see-
had 40 inches of hair. I was like, man, how are you not dying?
Right.
She doesn't
It's hot.
say.
Let
She's a
alone
goddess.
Her
angel voice.
making ancestral tones
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Yeah.
wait! I feel like that should be our question of the day. We
What?
always end with the question of the day, Dexter. Okay.
Wait, Molly's got an idea.
Yeah, I
Let's see
do.
what it
So,
is.
Oh,
all of our viewers and listeners know that you're supposed to put your answer in the little comment.
Right. And you're supposed to rate
And you're supposed
us
to rate,
and
comment,
subscribe.
review,
all
and
of
if
that
you
stuff.
haven't
We read them.
already
I read them today.
downloaded us- Yes.
Ooh.
But I feel like, okay, what is the best artist concert experience you've ever had? Which artist?
it was a tie. It was tie watching. Rihanna Diamonds Tour.
Ooh.
It was just so good.
Yeah, she's
Just
crazy.
so good.
And you got to work with her.
And
Volume
then that whisper promo work. And then it would have to be Coachella, Ariana, because
What?
I got to see my best friend fulfill his
Perform.
dream.
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah, he danced at
Aw.
Coachella.
Jekka was
for
in that
her.
one too.
Hey, Matt.
It
shout
was
out
it
to
was a
Matt.
whole vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't cry. Well, I do cry at concerts. Let me stop lying. But I was crying because I was just so proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was. I was
You know.
a freaking mess. I was like,
I know it was during God is a Woman, and I'm over here like, yeah, she is.
literally
You know,
around everyone was like, that's my husband. I was like, that's your
I was like, that's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Wait, you-
but I will say, not like performing in, but being pulled on stage 4.
Wait, drum roll. Say it.
That would be Ricky Martin.
Uh,
Because I got to go up for She Bangs, and
Yeah.
they hadn't had a guy do, like, they haven't pulled a guy audience member for that. This is during their Vegas residency. And I did. And, you know how, like, if an audience member comes up and they give them a moment to freestyle, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Yeah, they're like,
you stole the show.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
She bangs.
Oh, baby,
when she moves.
I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to brag.
She looks like a
I did it so
flower.
good, I did it twice. in the Vegas.
And she stings like a
She
bee.
walks like
Wow.
a flower, but she's. I used to
and
love that
that's
song.
I know,
why
William, I remember
Dexter
That was my
is
jam.
booked.
Yeah.
Oh, now she's a chicken.
I got a hug and a kiss from Ricky Martin. Too.
I would take a kiss on Ricky Martin.
Ooh, I'm telling Shmush, Shmush, Shmush.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That was such a fun episode today, you guys. Like,
It really
Dexter,
was.
I feel like, obviously, we've been friends. All of us have been friends for so long.
We just had a kiki, as we
Yeah.
should. I
And
love
you're
that. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And like Kent was saying, like, you are like a pioneer in this industry. And
It's so hard to that's what I've been trying to receive, because I was at an event and then somebody was like, Dexter, just you being on camera is like major. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, nope, stop questioning.
Yeah.
Just receive. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
we love you. And when you announce your show, where are you gonna announce it?
I'm gonna be back at the Pridehouse. You know. You might see me at a lot of other places at the time,
That's
but
right,
they
'cause
will
you
be
have to.
included.
Get the coin.
They will be included,
Yeah.
but Pridehouse will
We'll take the
definitely
first
be
slot.
included.
We don't have to be the last. We don't have to be the last.
You don't have to
Friendsgiving
pick
slot.
favorite.
Right.
Only
No.
for Friendsgiving.
We have to be last because that's the best.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you guys don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you guys
Share.
love
Download.
this, make sure you are downloading our episodes and telling all of your friends. We
Grandma,
want to spread
cousin,
more
aunt,
awareness.
uncle.
Like
all your
so
queer
much.
friends,
Yeah.
everybody,
And
everybody's
your
a little
straight
gay.
friends.
Those people too. Just kidding. Yes, those are just as important.
Allies.
We have to be an ally. You have to.
Yes. And don't forget about our giveaway on TikTok. When Pridehouse LA reaches 500,000, we are personally flying out one person and a +1 for an all expenses paid trip to Los Angeles to come hang out with Pridehouse.
Yeah,
Be
it's gonna
on
be
the
insane.
podcast, make content.
Y'all don't know
Gonna
how
be
much
lit.
that is.
Yeah.
So like,
LA.
if y'all don't sign up for it, I'm gonna be real dumb. I
All
already
you
live
have
out
to do
here,
is
so I
tag your
can't.
friends on our TikTok page. So go enter and
That's heavy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to say that. That's like, that's all I wanted is somebody to pay me to come to LA.
That's right.
That's right.
Get on it.
Uh-huh. So good luck for all of you out there.
yes.
And
As always.
it's
a
a great day to be
LGBTQIA.
I missed it, but I got it there. Yay!
Love you guys.